Hey Virgo, this is going to be your October 2021 What You Need to Know reading. This is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading. So if it's not resonating, don't put me on blast. Check out your other signs, your moon and your Mercury, Mars, Venus, rising sign, because in order to get like the whole picture, definitely should check those out. I'm a Sagittarius sun, Sagittarius sun, and then I'm also a Capricorn moon and a Cancer rising. So I'm kind of all over the place with that whole fire, water, earth energy. So I'm really feeling your earthy energy right now. If you don't know how to look up your natal chart, I always recommend the Coaster app. It's probably, I am not by any means affiliated with them, but that's like one of the apps that I use on the daily, and that has definitely, kind of given me a more visual as to who I am as a person at the time I was born. So, one thing that I have not done in any of these videos is roll this dice, so let's do it. Virgo. Have to check. Make sure I've got this correct here. I know it sounds like my voice is trailing off. It's because my back is to y'all. That's what I was wanting to make sure. I actually, Pisces, weirdly enough, because that's the Pisces symbol, really enough looks like the rune, I think it's the rune symbol for protection. But if you have anything going on, let me make sure, March 2nd, if that date means anything to you, please comment below. Because I keep forgetting to freaking do that. So let's burn a little bit of sage. I'm making a mess. I'm sorry, I am all over the place today. But you know what? Happy October. I am so freaking stoked with the fact that it is cool today. I live not in the deep south, but I live just south of, I don't know if anyone's affiliated. If you're from the Memphis, Tennessee area, please comment below. But I live a little bit, I live south of the Tennessee, Mississippi state line. So the fact that it's 70 degrees right now is blowing my mind, because it has been a hot bitch and all freaking summer. And yeah, it'll ruin your mind, if you're not really adjusted to the heat, as well as the humidity and what I like to call the Mississippi state bird, which is the mosquito. So, all right, guys and gals, like I said, this is going to be a general reading. This is going to be a what you need to know reading. I do tend to ramble on, so if this is going to be an issue for you, okay. But as I've told the other beautiful zodiac signs that I've already read for, this is going to take a minute, so go grab you a drink. If you're listening to this first thing in the morning, grab you some coffee. If you're listening to this at 5 o'clock in the afternoon or in the evening, grab you a glass of wine, grab you a bottle of water, whatever the hell strikes your fancy, do it. Crazy enough, well, it's not so much crazy. I feel like maybe Leo got this same card as their overall feeling for the month. So if you have any Leo in your chart, I would suggest you go back and listen to that video. It has been posted. So that being said, let's jump into it. One thing that I really do like to do, especially for oracle cards, not so much for tarot, because I really like to get an overall feeling for that. And I'll kind of give you my interpretation when it comes to the oracle cards. But I like to read from the book, because it's kind of like having the artist sitting right there telling you, okay, well, this means this, and this means this. It's kind of a beautiful thing. All right, so let's read from the actual card. It says, I'm trying not to catch the ring light. Owl, and this is all about, to me, if I feel like there's a wiseness about you, Virgo. It says, behold sight, O ancient ones, for there is magic in the darkest of places if one dares to open their eyes. And I think the reason, like going back to Leo's reading, it kind of gave me that whole Dumbledore, if you're into that whole Harry Potter spectrum like I am, because I'm a big Harry Potter nerd. Read all the books, watched all the movies. My husband is a Leo, and he also has watched the movies with me since being with me over the past 5 years. And he was directly affected by Dobby's death, if you know, if you know who I'm talking about. 555, I just saw that. So there could be some sort of a conflict or change or some sort of instability in your life right now, Virgo, as well, because I just saw 555 for you. All right, I don't want to be sniffling. Also know that my voice kind of travels, kind of like what I was explaining to you just a second ago. I do this standing up because I am one of those people that talks with my hands, and I'm just very la-di-da here. I have been since I've been a very small child. I've been one of the few far and in between that have danced with the spirits. Grew up Pentecostal, but fully believe in every realm that the universe has to offer us. So let's go ahead and dive strictly into the owl here and see what type of wisdom it has to offer you. If you do not have, if you're a collector of oracle decks or collector of tarot decks, Virgo, I do highly recommend this deck. This is the Seasons of the Witch Oracle by Giada Rose. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing her name right. No, it's illustrated by Giada Rose. I'm assuming was written by Lorraine Anderson and Juliet Diaz. Very beautiful book that comes with it. I mean, it throws little tidbits based on the type of card that you pull. So it's so amazing here. My nose is running. I just went outside. Sorry. I was so damn excited about this cool weather, and now my nose is tripping. Yeah, if you, like I said, if you live in the South and deal with the same bullshit that I do, with your allergies this year, because I was sick. I was sick for, God, May to middle of August. Not with COVID, thank God. And no, I have not received the vaccination. Go ahead and tear me apart in the comments if you'd like. But the thing is I have a autoimmune disease as well as a I have a chronic inflammatory disease. So I don't want to tempt fate. I will continue to get a test just to appease the ones that can still catch it. So it's whatever. Back into your story. So this owl is all about gaining some sort of knowledge, being the observer, because it's like, behold sight, O ancient ones. It's like, it's almost like your ancestors are also talking to you, telling you to kind of be more open-minded to a situation, to open your eyes and really look at a situation before you really strike any type of judgment. The owl, I'm going to read from the book because, like I said, I really love to see, hear the interpretation that the writers have to say about this. So it's asking here, this path that you're currently on here in October, it's kind of like when the teacher is ready, the student will appear kind of syndrome. You are being asked to expand your spiritual knowledge in the realm of the owl, the night. Some quiet messages and signs are coming. Okay, so let me revamp that sentence there. Some quiet messages and signs wait for you in the unknown void where light is not present. So if you're one of the very few people in the world, no, I'm not going to say few. If you're one of the many people in the world that are terrified of the dark, like I am, you could be one of those people that you're so engulfed in seeing the negative aspects of the dark that you're not seeing the beauty of it. It's like, okay, so you close your eyes, like if you can right now, close your eyes, and that's all you can focus on. It's the fact that it's pitch black there, you know. But if you go outside and go into the dark and you lay on the cool grass and you feel like the water of the dew from the night just kind of build up around your feet, and then you just look back at the stars, and then you get a new perspective on things. Okay, so this is kind of what this is saying. Some quiet messages and signs wait for you in the unknown void where light is not present. The message is amplified if you have also pulled Greet the Darkness, which you have not. So we're just doing one individual card here for your overall feel for the month, and then we'll pull 2 more oracle cards in a moment. It's asking you, do not be afraid of what you cannot see. Trust in your other senses to pick up the load when your eyes are not enough. And that is one thing that I have expressed. I have a very artistic daughter. She's in an architecture program. She's going to be one day building a building, and you're going to look up and go, wow, that could possibly be that woman that I just randomly listened to. One day that could be her daughter that's designed that building. But what you need to see is kind of like I continue to ask of my husband, is see the story. Don't just see the pages of a book. Embrace the darkness. Like, almost like embrace the darkness within you as well, because without doing so, you will never be able to see your true self. It's like it kind of, Virgo, what it gives me, the impression, what it gives me is that maybe you've been hiding your true identity and not fully expressing who the fuck you are to others. Other people aren't able to appreciate the beauty of who you are. But it's also just be wise as well. Be wise to the situations that you're in, because the world, at the end of the day, if the world could be as beautiful of a mindset that I can put it into, I have taught my children that love is love. The architect that I spoke of has a beautiful girlfriend. That is my daughter. And that is one thing that I have always expressed to her, that love is love. And if we could see through, rather than just seeing through the darkness and the negativity that the world is offering us right now, because it's given it to us threefold at this point. It's like, wow, it's like the universe is like, yeah, y'all gave me a lot of negative energy, so right now I'm gonna give you some shit back. And I'm not giving it to you. It's kind of a tower situation. The universe is like, I'm not giving it back to you to punish you. I'm giving it back to you for you to gain a better perspective on what you should really be appreciating, like, especially when it came to the COVID virus. People didn't stop and pause. And that is one of the things that COVID gave to us, was it forcefully made us stop and look around and pay attention to the news and pay 444 is what I just saw. Pay attention to the people that you love, like, all these people that you took for granted. It's just, it made us finally pause and pay attention. It's kind of like that whole darkness. You know, if you allow yourself the ability to sit in a dark room, your eyes will eventually adjust to that lack of light. Your pupils will dilate, and you will finally be able to look around and go, God damn, I'm sorry. I don't mean to say, take it back. Damn it, that big ass thing that I thought was standing in the corner was actually just my yoga mat, and my rolling foam roller, you know, and a picture on the wall. So it's gain a better perspective is what I feel like this whole owl is kind of giving you right now, is take the time to appreciate and gain a better perspective on things. Right. All right. So we've got two very beautiful cards. And at the bottom of your deck, you have ancestors, the love and legacy of your DNA. So if you can pause, reflect, and maybe go around your elders and have them give you a beautiful storyline. You have no idea, you know, the amazing stories, you know, of what makes you, what made you a person genetically. That being said, let's get into it, because I'm going to sit here and ramble on, like I said, and you'll be like, I'm tired of listening to her. So what I pulled here is your problem and your solution. There's change coming. There's some sort of change coming. The Mummy. I don't know if you're as open-minded as me, but if you look into like the stories of, I don't want to mispronounce it, Thoth. One of the things that I was taught prior to really dipping into tarot, I felt the change come before COVID hit. I said it for probably 7-8 months before COVID truly hit us in the United States. Not saying that it didn't hit in Asia, but I truly felt it, and I would go outside and I could not rack my brain as to what the hell was coming at me, Virgo. I couldn't do it. So but what I was learning around that exact same time, a boss that I had that was just as open-minded and spiritual kind of really gave me this whole massive concept when it comes to Egyptians and how they view things. He gave me this amazing book. If I could think of it, I'll put it in the description box, on just a better way to see things. It's like it gives you so many different interpretations on how to view things, like view the Bible and view, you know, history of things and just perception of things. It's just beautiful. So, all right, so let's go into Mummy. One good thing about this oracle, it does not read upside down. You have the Mummy here, and it's also has a beautiful little poem here. It says, Mummy, change. The sand in his mouth, the bandages wound, jealousy of the living, eternal life bound. So you could also be, one of your problems could be is that you don't want time to continue to tick. Maybe you can't adjust to some sort of change that's happening in your life. Maybe you're tired of looking in the mirror. You're tired of seeing how your face is aging. You're sick of how the world is changing, for that matter. So with us pulling this card, the universe pulling this card to send this message out to you, Virgo, is that know that change is inevitable, and that no matter how hard you try, things will not be preserved exactly the same way. It kind of gives me that whole 5 of Cups mentality, where you're like, you're so busy looking back at the past that you can't clearly see that the universe is handing you. It's like, I can't remember right off in the Rider-Waite Tarot. It displays, I think it displays a man who has his back to you in the cards, and he's just sitting there, and he's like, it's almost like he's crying, looking down. I think it's a flowing river, and these three, what I always say, the cups, the good portion of the cups, they're all red wine. So it's like his 3 glasses, metaphorical wine, have spilled, and he's too busy crying over them to understand that the universe has handed him two full cups behind him. So that's this mummy, this change is crying over spilled wine, basically, for me. So that no matter how hard you try, things will not be preserved exactly the same way. The card is indicating that this change will be for the better. It's kind of, like I said, it's almost like a tower moment. This moment is happening for you to learn from. The endings, the closed doors, the barriers, this is just a healthy pause and an indication that a change of tactics is needed, and you are not cursed. Yes, it definitely feels, the mummy feels very much like a tower card. You can't build something on a rumbly, chaotic situation. You have to be able to allow things to crumble for something to come in you. So you have developed basically a pattern in your life that has caused you to be stuck in like a mummification form, basically. You can take control, and you yourself can change it. So I feel like you were, again, like you were stuck in some sort of a cycle of not wanting time to tick. And you continue to put yourself into a cycle where you know, it's just, you don't want to move forward. So your solution, as beautiful as it is, and I am one of those people that just said the ABCs in my head. H-I-J, come on, girl. Joy. So your solution is joy, rejoicing in the present. It's like, stop. Like, you've got this whole, and it even looks like her. She's like, it almost looks like one of those beautiful women of the forest. It's like, you know what, I can almost share if I could turn back time. That was Taurus feel almost as well. Joy. I stand here, I am where I am, fully alive and present, and stress is a sham. So I feel like you maybe see the fact of what the stress of your life is doing to you right now. You are no longer the beautiful 18-year-old that's, I even have to tell it to my daughter as well. Virgo, you are no longer that beautiful, you know, 15 to 18-year-old man or woman looking in the mirror and not having one crack in your face and no stress. But man, I hope I don't fail that test on Friday. It's God, these freaking bills, and look what this is doing to me. I've taken up drinking, I'm starting to smoke, maybe I'm dabbling in little drugs in order to, you know, I'm stealing my kids' Adderall so that I can get up the next day and carry on and take them to soccer and take them to football. And I've got this big assignment. I've got a big assignment for work. I've got a big assignment in college. And then you finally take a moment to pause, and you're looking in the mirror and you're like, shit. The hell. What the fuck happened to me? You're 50, 60 years old, and you're like, where did my life go? So obviously joy is trying to seek pleasure and build more of the things that give you more personal joy and laughter in your life. the book is asking you, after all, we build in appointments for the dentist. Why not for our own future, for our own pleasure? So don't worry, be happy. Kind of take a moment to pause and reflect on, the things that you've done thus far. I am going to do some clarification cards for your oracle right quick, because I know I've probably wasted a good 25 minutes of your time. And this is the Zombie Tarot to stay with this whole theme of happy October, because if you love zombies, please comment below, because I freaking love them. Night of the Living Dead. Not the remakes. Black and white. Beautiful, crazy story concept. If you have AMC Plus on like your Fire Stick, if you have that, look up Eli Roth's, I don't know what it's called. It's like a whole series, and they have it just strictly on zombies. And if you look at it, it's like the amazing storyline of how he portrays zombies in his mind. It's not flesh-eating people. It's society. It's crazy. So that being said, we're going the Mummy, the Fool. So the Fool, normally upright, is all about some new beginning, starting some journey with your problem, being paused in time and not wanting necessarily for things to change. The Fool here, especially in the Rider-Waite Tarot, it's a guy who's just going, he's ready. He's jumping out of bed. He puts one shoe on. He's got his whole, what I like to call the hobo stick with his clothes on it, and the dog's barking at him, and they're like, the dog is consistently like, you need to watch out where the fuck you're going, because you're about to step off a cliff. If you've seen the Rider-Waite Tarot. So with this guy, he is, I don't know, maybe somebody died. He's going to put a wreath on someone's grave. He's got a whole picnic basket here going. He's ready for some romantic adventure. But what he's not seeing is the hands coming out. He's not seeing like I call them, zombies coming out of their graves here. That's telling him, whoa, buddy, don't. Like this one's like, hey, sorry, my hands aren't the best. Hey, maybe you need not go that much further. So normally the Fool, rolled by Aquarius, is telling you about some sort of new beginnings and being spontaneous and being some sort of free spirit. But what I feel, because you are stuck in some type of massive loop, the Fool reverse suggests that you're like conceiving some sort of new project, but you're not ready to birth it into the world just yet. You're holding back. You could be very reckless right now and taking a lot of risks. I feel like rather than dancing on the stage, you're dancing alone in your bedroom. So rather than showing your beautiful face of the world, you're holding back. You're afraid to push yourself into the unknown, which is also like the darkness there. So let's look. And this is something that you have not just been dealing with like every day. This is some shit that is consistently holding you back, because Major Arcana is all about something that you've been dealing with for quite some time. So let's look at your solution here, the Joy, Virgo. You're holding yourself back from happiness. Why? Four of Wands. All right. So one energy, that's Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Four of Wands mentality, it's almost like, I am so freaking tired. With the Four of Swords. Four of Wands is all about wanting to celebrate it's almost like a wedding. It's a celebratory card. Hold on, let me look at this because I'm still getting to know these cards. I just got them, not but a week or so ago. I'm just getting to know them. Yeah, dude is. There's one lady down there, and she's like chewing. She's chewing on a bone. Dude, everybody is partying in this bitch. But why aren't you, Virgo? Why aren't you celebrating? Why aren't you happy? I think that's what's wrong with this situation. This is what you need to know. Why aren't you celebrating? Why aren't you celebrating yourself? What's holding you back right now? What's keeping you from branching out? What's keeping you from meeting other people? Fours are normally about trying to assess some sort of stability and foundation and manifesting things, but I think you've kind of given up. Your solution has been joy. Your solution has been get out there and get to know people and stop being terrified. It gives me this whole introvert mentality. At the bottom here, you have the Ace of Cups, which is all about some sort of new beginning. It's like you're not putting yourself out there to find, and I feel like this could be in a situation of love. Maybe you don't feel good enough. Maybe you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, I've gained 50 pounds. Bitch, don't worry about it. There's somebody out there. And I'm talking to men too, men, women, whatever the hell is listening. There is one woman out there that loves that man, that dad bod. So put yourself out there. There's one woman, there's like not man, or woman for that matter, because like I said, love is love. There's one woman, man, that is looking at that 50 pounds and like, damn, she got an ass now. Like, you gotta stop. Oh, and those wrinkles that you have, those are wisdom lines. It's somebody's looking at you and their mouth is drooling, but you're not putting yourself out there. You're like staying holed up inside your home. You're reading your books, you're watching Netflix. Netflix is fine and dandy, but remember that sometimes you gotta put yourself out there. Like, be one of those people that are like looking, doing like the thirst traps, on Instagram. Take a seductive photo and redo your Facebook. I don't know if you're on Facebook or what have you. But the thing is that you need to put yourself out there. You need to stop being scared. If this is in regards to a job that you're too terrified to make that first initial step to ask your boss for some sort of a raise, I don't see money being an obstacle here because you did not pull a Pentacles card. But it's more of you need some fucking passion. You got passion on top of passion. And believe me, when you're lacking passion, I understand you're lacking passion because I myself have gone through a period of lacking the passion. So you feel like your life is slowing down to a crawl and, the next thing you know, you're going to be in the grave like this mummy, or people are going to look at you like you're just blah. But the thing is that somebody, I just saw 3 over again, Virgo. Somebody is looking at that ass. I feel like this is love here. And I feel like somebody is looking at that ass. Because that 4 of Wands is normally about love and marriage and celebration. And you are the furthest from it right now because you are too scared. So put that ass out there. And I don't know, go to one of these department stores that are finally letting you try on clothes and dude, put on something nice. Or hell, get out there and, join a gym, join some sort of group, and maybe you'll meet somebody there. Don't fucking try and find people at bars. That's ridiculous. Unless you want to date the bartender, because that'll be the person that you truly get to know at a bar. But put yourself out there and stop being an introvert because Virgo, you are not an introvert. I have never known Virgos to be an introvert, so stop being scared of the dark. My creepy dog just came around the corner. She's like, hey, who are you talking to? I'm talking to you, Virgo. I'm talking to you. All right, last card. Pull you a moonology card from Yasmin Boland. And then we will wrap this up because I wasted 35 minutes of your time. Adjustments are required. So it is massively required. Whoever it is that put this nasty ass mindset in you, that displayed this darkness to you, that made you feel like you were nothing, it's time for you to step up. You want that new job, step up, get it, ask for it. It's going to take everything inside of you, especially if you're an introvert. It's going to take everything inside of you to progress. And walk in there and ask your boss, you know, hey, I heard this position's opened up and I know it makes more money and I feel confident that I can actively do this job and benefit the company. With a relationship, I feel confident getting out there and meeting new people. So, Virgo, get out there, show that ass. Please comment below. I like to read the comments, like I said, not the negative ones so much. Like I said, it's also a general reading, not a one-to-one reading. So if you are not dealing with a lack of confidence, then like I said, check out your moon, rising, Mercury, Venus, blah, blah, blah. If not, like, share, subscribe, Virgo. And happy belated birthday, for that matter. And I'll see you guys next time.